Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to check out the latest video song from Architects. It feels like an eternity ago, the last time we did an Architects video. And they announced that they have a new album coming out in 2021, and this is the first single, first music video from that upcoming album.
I'm pretty excited.
It seems like Architects is giving us a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. That was one of the highlights, was seeing these guys live. What a show that was.
Yeah.
And we got 3 guitar picks, one from each band. Die Artist Murder, While She Sleeps, and Architects. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an awesome show. It just
and they killed it.
They killed it. They did an amazing job, and it just comes to show you that whenever bands come to town, whenever that happens now in the future, you can't miss it. Imagine we didn't go to that show and we said, "Oh, the next time they come, we'll go." What is the next time?
Right now, we don't know when the next time is.
Exactly. At least we can live with that memory.
Hey, but maybe the next time will be with this new album.
Well, for sure. I mean, by the next time they can tour, imagine if there's another album. That means things are really bad.
Yeah.
If you go through 2 album cycles before you see them live again, then you know shit has seriously hit the fan. All right, so Architects, Animals, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Do my best, but everything seems ominous. Not feeling blessed, quite the opposite. The shouldn't feel so monotonous. It never rains, but it pours. We're just a bunch of fucking animals, but we're afraid of the outcome. Don't cry to me, because the fiction that we're living in says I should pull the pin. Should I just pull the pin? Should I just pull the pin? I dug my heels, I thought that I could stop the road. The girl gave way, now I've lost the plot. Fucked it again, that was all I've got. It never ends, but it pours. Life is just a dream within a... We're just a bunch of fucking animals, but we're afraid of the outcome. Don't cry to me, because the fiction that we're living in says I should pull the pin. Buried under dirt, a diamond in the mud. Infinity is waiting there, 'cause nobody can burn a glass cathedral.
Wow, what a mic drop there at the end. Before we start, I just want to say the video starts off with a video of me when I was 14 years old hotboxing. That's how this video started off. I was like, I don't know how they found that footage of me hotboxing when I was a kid, but...
You've never told me about that, and I really like
Back in the day, I did partake in some smoking of the Mary Jane.
Really?
Yes, when I was a kid.
You did?
I'm not proud of it. I must say. But I did partake in some hotboxing in my friends' cars behind the local health center. I don't know why it was behind the local health center, but I mean, if shit goes sideways, at least there's a doctor around.
Exactly.
So I did partake in some in some doobie
I'm surprised
smoking.
you've never told me about that.
It's not something that I like to brag about, but I felt like it was part
Since
of.
it's part of your youth, you have to embrace it.
Yeah, but let's keep it real here. Back in the day, growing up in Portugal, we didn't have a wide access to Mary Jane, so we actually smoked hash. That's what we had. So I have some funny stories, but not for this video. But anyways, it was part of my youth.
Yeah.
It was something, like I said, I partaked. I don't regret it because I think you are who you are based on the experiences that you have.
Yeah.
So I don't regret doing that kind of stuff. I'm just really happy by the fact that I don't have an addicted personality. Like, meaning I can easily walk away from anything. I'm not a person that easily gets addicted to stuff. I don't. And not only that, beyond that, we're getting really sidetracked, but beyond that, I'm really cheap. So
both of those is carried over to me.
So the fact that I'm really cheap and I don't have an addicted personality played out really well because I would only smoke when my friends had it.
Yeah.
So if they didn't have it, I wouldn't buy it because I was super cheap. And same thing went with tobacco. I only smoked cigarettes if I bummed off of a friend of mine. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it.
We have way too much in common.
I just didn't see the point of spending the money. Like, it's just like I can think of a thousand
other ways to
of
spend the money.
spend the money than on joints and tobacco. So
Exactly.
I did it if my friends had it and I was invited, or I made myself invited. But on my own, spending my own dough, nah. I know that makes me sound like horrible, but hey, it is what it is.
You take what you get.
I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
So now, on that note, let's talk about this brand new song from Architects, Animals. What did you think about this track? What did you think about this one?
This was fucking heavy, man. So, like, the first part, right when it hits you, I felt my chest, like, vibrate. When
the bass.
Like,
the
bass.
the thumping.
The thump of the bass. There was even the part there where it was just, like, the bass, and the bass made, like, a sound that...
But that's because they have the synthesizer mixed into it.
Exactly, but it makes such a thick sound. It made the bass, a thick sound in general, sound even thicker and heavier.
I have a little bit of I don't disagree with anything you said, but I feel like an internal conflict. Because I'm not a huge fan of the synthesizer mixed into the sound that the band has. Because it starts to become hard to determine, is the bass coming from the drums and the bass, or is the bass sounding the way it does because of the synthesizer, the electronic elements that are mixed into the sound? Because it starts to, the lines start to get blurred, and I don't know where one ends and where the other one starts. Does it give you that thump? Like, it feels like your chest is like, your heart is pumping out of your chest? 100%. Does that make the track feel heavy? 100%. The track feels like it has that strong bass, that powerful. But I just don't know where one ends and where the other one starts. So I wonder how the track would sound without it. It would be more raw, because then you just have the drums and the actual bass. You don't have that thickness of sound. But then it's not the same track. Then it's a completely different track. I'm a little divided on this song because of that. I like the thumpness that it has, but at the same time, I don't want the songs to become overly electronic.
Yeah.
Because then, to me, it takes a little bit away of everything that I really enjoy about these guys.
I feel like in the verses, the synthesizer's there, but you can't really... It's not the most open thing, because everything else is very heavy. Obviously, it's mixed in there, but it's not that synthesizer, that very poppy synthesizer sound.
No. They didn't use it. They didn't use it like Beast in Black.
No.
They used it almost from a thump, like a rave thump bass.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it has that. But
in the verses, it works really, really well, and it just makes everything not sound electronic. It makes everything just sound thick and just
yeah.
heavy. But in the verses, when it comes in, it has the electronic feel, but it just works really well with his vocals and the melody that's happening.
His vocals are phenomenal on this track. Absolutely. Like, I mean, he has... I'm a huge fan of his voice. He's got this...
He has a way to go from very angry to very, very soft in very light in such a short time.
It changes almost on a dime, but it doesn't feel like the song is broken. He does it in a way that the fluidity of the track is absolutely unharmed. The fluidity of the track is unharmed. Doesn't feel choppy at all. He has this ability to be angry and be melancholic almost on a second by second basis. And both times when he delivers, the delivery is always very emotional. I always feel like he has a very emotional delivery. And that's why probably the fluidity of the track becomes completely unharmed by the changes that he has between that more aggressive, intensive approach and the more melancholic, more laid back. Now, going back into the sound, I really like the thumpness of the sound. I do. I really enjoy the track feels like it has so much volume. When that bass kicks in, the track feels demolishing. Like it vibrates. It really has this strong presence. I like that aspect of it. I'm not 100% sold as when the track starts to feel like it has a little bit more of a
electronic vibe.
Of an electronic vibe, like a overcoat, if you will. Then I'm not 100% sold on it. But I like that thumping sound because
it didn't sound electronic. It just sounded like
you could feel it. It's there, but it's not like over the top.
Over the top electronic, yeah.
Because the guitars are still heavy, the drums are still heavy, and the bass has a presence.
The reason why the bass and the guitar sound like that is because of it. If it wasn't there, they wouldn't.
Perhaps it would be a little bit more driven. It wouldn't be as
thick
as bringing as meaty, bringing the track down. Yeah, it's an interesting song. I really enjoy the track. I really enjoyed the track. I just felt a little bit of a conflict. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I liked it.
But you have to think about it. With it there, you have a conflict, but without it, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I don't think the song would have the same push.
So you have to always look at it like that. You may not like it at first, but if you think
I didn't hate it. I enjoyed the track.
Obviously, but you may not like... You'll have like an internal conflict with it at first, but over time you'll be able to understand.
It was really weird. It's like... I'm like... I love the thumpness, I love the heaviness, and I'm grooving to it, and I'm like, oh man, this is so cool, I love this. But why is the synthesizer there? But I love it. Like, I was having like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. I'm like, I'm loving it, and then there's this devil on my shoulder, but there's the synthesizer there, don't you hear it? Yes, but I love it, but that's the synthesizer. Like, the whole time I'm going through this Jekyll and Hyde feel as I'm progressing through the song. But I love that thumpness, and if for me to get that thumpness of sound, if that means that I have to live with the electronic side, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that comes down to that. Because in a live setting, when you're listening to this song in a live setting, it's going to be so heavy. Those breakdowns is going to be so heavy.
Those are going to shake the floor.
Yeah, the last thing you care at that point is if there's a synthesizer or whatever.
At that point,
like, you just want to destroy shit around you. So like you can give two rat's ass about what's happening at that point. So, but I had a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde moment as I'm progressing through the track. But having said that, I really enjoyed the song, so I'm not gonna hate on it. I really liked it, and his vocals just, the guy has an incredible voice. Good shit from the Architects. At least for me, I liked it. Like I said, I felt a little bit divided, but the more I think about it, the more I'm liking it.
It would never be the same.
I think it loses, like we said already, it loses that volume, it loses that presence. But you digged it.
I did.
Okay, perfect. On that note, guys, we will be back tomorrow, but let us know your thoughts on brand new Architects Animals. Is this what you had in mind? Is this what you were expecting from the upcoming album, 2021? New album comes out. Let us know in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this video, on this song? You know our thoughts, so now we want to hear yours. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
See ya.